This is High Tech Lowlife, and we are the Steam Pals. Today we're covering all of our favorite Steam Deck accessories. And today I want to cover the Moondrop Arias. The Moondrop Arias are some high-performance iems on a budget. iems stand for in-ear monitors, and they're essentially earbuds on crack. In-ear monitors sit inside of your ear canal, whereas typical earbuds sit right outside of your ear canal. What this means is your audio shouldn't be diffused. The Moondrop Arias in particular have a more neutral sound signature, and it's this neutral sound signature that lends itself quite well to content that isn't just straight up music. Think video games or movies or even TV shows. It's a great fit for the Steam Deck considering the Steam Deck is all about video games. It's also quite easy to use because Gaben saw it fit to give us a headphone jack in the year 2023. About 6.5 years since Apple and multiple smartphone manufacturers gained the courage to remove the headphone jacks from their phones. That one stings. The Arias make it easy to immerse yourself in whatever game you're playing, especially if the game has excellent audio and a great soundtrack. This would be a perfect companion to rhythm games, especially if you're a rhythm gamer. And believe me, there's no shortage of rhythm games on Steam. This game right here is called Unbeatable White Label Edition. So you may be asking, why these over a pair of Bluetooth earbuds? Mostly ease of use, but also because there's quite a bit of latency, especially when it comes to rhythm games. But it seems like Valve may remedy this soon, allowing you to select your own Bluetooth codecs in game mode. This would also include aptX, which is one of the best Bluetooth codecs for latency. The coolest thing about iems is the modularity. Your wires get damaged, you can swap them out. You can even ditch the wire altogether and get a Bluetooth adapter. All of these features and the relatively affordable price are why I recommend the Moondrop Arias for anyone looking for great sound at a great price. There are more expensive and better options, but the price to performance is amazing here. Now let's move on to the next Steam Pal.
Hey there Steam Pals, Bill here from the Nerd Nest, and one of the things that I put in my video for Steam Deck accessories is this. This is the Ugreen 6-in-1 USB-C dongle for the Steam Deck. Now it's not actually made for the Steam Deck. In fact, it's made for the laptops, and 99% of the time, this is hooked up to my Mac in order to give me an extra HDMI port so that I can have multiple screens. But I've used this with the Steam Deck and it works incredibly well. It has HDMI as well as USB-C power pass-through, so you can charge your deck while using it. It also has two USB-A ports, an SD card reader and a micro SD card reader, and on top of all that, it also has Ethernet. Now, all of these things are likely in whatever dock that you have, but this is super lightweight, super flat, and can always fit in the bottom of your backpack. So if you're taking your Steam Deck on the go and you need to plug it in somewhere and charge it and have it on a screen at the same time, you can't go wrong by having this adapter. All right, on to the next Steam Pal.
Hello everyone, my name's Fox. I'm joining my Steam Pals. We're talking about our favorite accessories for the Steam Deck. My favorite accessory for the Steam Deck is the Deckmate. The system is actually very, very simple. This particular strap that you see that goes over the Steam Deck, that's not where the magic happens. Where the magic happens is directly in the center. This is where everything that'll connect to the Deckmate system. For example, let's say you have an external battery pack that you want to have something that's clipped onto the Steam Deck just so it's a lot easier. You don't have to have a long wire all attached to it. You can see right here, there is this spring actuated system that connects to the Deckmate system. And then there's the 3M application of adhesive that they give you also in their system. This can then go ahead and connect to your Steam Deck. And then at this point, you have something that is fairly rigid and hard to come off. So it holds onto the Steam Deck really, really well. Now, if you think about it, the owner-operator of the Deckmate system also supplies the 3D model. So you can actually 3D print this yourself. You don't necessarily need to go to him. But if you wanted to get like a boom mic attachment for your Steam Deck, maybe if you wanted to play over in your bed and you want to have like the Deckmate system holding the Steam Deck above you while you're playing in bed, that's something that you can do and devise yourself. So it's a really extensible system that has a lot of different features. There's a VESA mount option for it as well. There's a lot of things that are really cool to think about with the Deckmate system, and it's why it's my favorite accessory for the Steam Deck.
Hey everyone, this is Richard from Fan2Deck. I had a tough time picking a favorite accessory because I talk about so many different accessories all the time, so instead I wanted to give you a bit of an unsung hero, in this case my M2 drive enclosure. This guy is probably my most underrated accessory, and so that's why I wanted to talk about it today. This version in particular is from Anker, and as far as I can tell, it's no longer available for purchase, so I will provide a link to an alternative. In fact, the alternative might be better, and I'll tell you about that too. But first, let me tell you about how I use this. Because of this enclosure, I basically don't use USB thumbsticks anymore. These enclosures allow you to swap out M2 drives pretty easily so that you can have an expandable external drive with really fast transfer speeds. I have two different use cases right now, and the first is for video games. When I'm testing new hardware, I need to move games over from one machine to another, and the easiest way for me to do this is to maintain a Steam library on a 1TB drive. This is basically my benchmarking suite with games like Forza Horizon 5, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Cyberpunk, and more. I can already see myself expanding this to 2TB, which is fine because I can buy a 2TB drive and repurpose the 1TB as opposed to outgrowing a thumbstick that eventually becomes e-waste. I also have a 1TB emulation test suite that I manage as a separate drive. The second use case I have is long-term storage. This is especially helpful as a video creator so that I can save all my old files and projects and store them in a container like this so that if I ever need to go back and grab an old file, I can reach in and just pull one of these out. In any case, this is super convenient for me, but I might be needing a new one soon, and that's one of the reasons I'm going to recommend an alternative. First, the USB-C to USB-A adapter seems a little flimsy, and the connection doesn't always hold, which is troublesome in the middle of large file transfers. Secondly, the Anker version has no cooling that I'm aware of, so that can throttle transfer speeds. And finally, swapping drives is fine, but it could be even better with a peg-based system rather than a screw-based system. That's why I'm going to recommend the Jsox version of this. Full disclosure, I haven't tried it yet, it's not even out yet, only available for pre-order, but I'm excited about it because it's got a peg-based system, it has a cooling strip, not to mention it's by Jsox and they've delivered on their product so far, so I have high hopes. Anyway, whether or not you pick this up, consider if an M2 enclosure could be helpful to you. It's pretty niche, but I know that it might help some of you.
I was asked what my favorite Steam Deck accessory was, and after giving it some thought, my answer has to be the killswitch from Dbrand. It is truly awesome, and while I understand that it's not available yet, it's become a must-have for me and a no-brainer recommendation. Now, full disclosure, Dbrand sent me mine to review, but I would feel the same way about this regardless of how I obtained it. It comes with 2 sets of vinyl skins for the front of the case and 2 sets of thumbstick covers, which still give you access to the touch sensitivity, obviously. And also it has a glass screen protector. Now, the elephant in the room with the killswitch is the magnetic mounting plate on the back. It came with a kickstand originally, with Dbrand teasing more accessories coming down the line, but the reason this got delayed was last-minute issues that cropped up. The magnets reportedly interfered with the louder, whiny, built-in Delta fan of some Steam Deck models. Because of this, Dbrand is reworking the design to be mechanical rather than magnetic, and hopefully it'll release by the end of this quarter. The textured rubber on the outer case gives you a solid grip and gives my larger hands something to hold on to. But by far the most useful feature of the whole thing is the hardened travel cover. This is why I love it so much. Since I received my killswitch, I haven't needed the original carrying case that came with the deck. The travel cover protects the sticks, the screen, and buttons and triggers. Plus, it fits better in a bag with the cover on it than with the deck in a carrying case. When it becomes available later this year, I highly recommend the killswitch to anyone who wants to travel with their Steam Deck. This has saved me a ton of headache.
How's it going, everyone? It's Jimmy from Deck Ready, and for this video I was asked to let you know what my favorite accessory for the Steam Deck is, and I am just going with the official Steam Deck dock. I have tried out so many different docks for this device and all of them get the job done, but for some reason the official Steam Deck dock remains my favorite. It's black, it has the Steam Deck logo on it, it's gotten firmware updates to make it perform better, it's basically seamless, and it works really well with my main gaming PC. So the way I have it set up right now is at my desk, and when I'm not using my Steam Deck, I use this like 12-inch extender cable to connect the USB-C port to my PC, and I have my keyboard, my mouse, my monitor, everything I need, including this microphone you see right here, plugged into the dock. And then when I want to use the Steam Deck, I unplug that little USB-C cord and pop it right into the top of the device, and it'll keep the thing charged and running, and it's a great desktop experience. Having things like Spotify where I can download all my playlists, or playing playing PSP games like Rock Band Unplugged, where I have the Steam Deck as the sort of Wii U controller, and then the game is up on my monitor looking absolutely incredible, running at a nice 60 frames per second. Those are two ways I have used the Steam Deck dock really successfully. I also just like it for things like recording gameplay footage or downloading mods. One I downloaded recently was the Save Anywhere mod for Kingdom Come Deliverance. There's stuff like that that's just better with the keyboard and mouse, so having the Steam Deck dock right there and ready to go at my main desktop setup is absolutely incredible. The price, obviously a little bit higher than something that you'd see from Jsox or iVolar or any of these other Steam Deck dock creators out there, but for that mildly inflated price, you're also getting an extra charger for your Steam Deck, and having that always plugged in at my desk has been awesome. If it didn't come with a charger, that would really suck. So yeah, my favorite accessory for the Steam Deck, bar none, is the official Steam Deck dock.
What's up everybody, it's Mikhail Casanova. Hope everything is going well with you. This is the Vitrix BFG controller. This works with PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, PC, as well as this is probably the best controller I've used on deck for the Steam Deck. This is an absolutely amazing controller. This is a really great controller for a number of reasons. One, it's a modular controller, which means that if you want to swap out any of the sticks, the D-pad, the buttons, you can easily do so. And so it comes with a proprietary screwdriver that basically you plug it in here, you unscrew it and you pop it off, and it's really simple. It's not complicated in any way. So you can change out this whole thing from not only having this button layout be different, but you can also put on a fight pad layout for controls. You guys know that I like to play fighting games, so I like the Sega Genesis and Sega Saturn style 6-button layout, and you can finally get that with this controller as it comes with that. You just pop this out, you plop that in, screw it in, and boom, there you go. Now the other thing that's cool too is you've got a bunch of different sticks that come with it, so you can have like this one. I've got a high-rise concave, you can have a low-rise convex. You can also change out the D-pad. It's got 3 different D-pads that you can interchange, and it's so cool. It's got touchpad as well, and you can do customizable buttons for the back paddles here. They're fully customizable if you need it. It also has a headphone input as well as mute button on the back. What's also cool is you can have the triggers be hair triggers if you want, so you can just easily just hold them in and then boom, they're hair triggers. It does have 2 different modes you can use it with. So you can use it with a cable. It comes with a 10-foot cable, which is USB-C, and you just plug it into the top here and then plug it into your PlayStation 4, 5, or your PC, or even Steam Deck. And it also comes with the ability to run it wirelessly with the 2.4 gigahertz dongle that you can plug in again to your PlayStation 5, 4, PC, and Steam Deck. There's no controller that's going to be topping this at any time soon. This is an amazing controller. It sets the bar, especially with the customization modularity of this. You just can't beat this controller.
Dear Steam Deck friends out there, my name is Fabian, also known as the Steam Deck checker, who doesn't check everything, but I always tries for you. And today I show you my favorite Steam Deck accessory, the M2 docking station from Jsox. To this docking station, an M2 SSD can be installed, or depending on the version you ordered from Jsox, it's already shipped with an SSD installed. And this gives the Steam Deck more memory in stationary use. Internally, the M.2 slot is connected via PCIe 3.0 with 4 lanes. However, the possible bandwidth cannot be fully used for the Steam Deck, because only 900 MB per second can be transferred via the USB-C port. However, even this transfer rate should be sufficient for all common games and applications. Besides the M.2 slots, Jsox docking station has several ports. A maximum of one 4K 60 monitor can be controlled via an HDMI 2 port, and also there's a gigabit lane port as well as a USB-C and 2 USB-A 3.1 ports. Except for the missing display port, the device offers the same connectivity options as Valve's official docking station and works just as well. I use the docking station primarily for games which I play with keyboard and mouse, like strategy games or other things like that. In addition, I have set up a Windows partition on it to be able to comfortably to do something office stuff in Windows 11. Therefore, I can only warmly recommend this docking station. And as a small tip, if you use a Steam Deck with a case, then remove the rubber pads off the docking station, pull them off and clean the surface. Then also the deck in the case fits perfectly in the dock. Thanks for your attention, and never forget, once you get a deck, you never go back. I'm signing off from the deck.
Hey, I'm James from Games Revealed, and my favorite Steam Deck accessory has to be the Tomtok carrying case right here. I have mentioned this multiple times on my channel. I just really like what this thing is capable of doing. First up, in this bag right now, I have the Steam Deck, where I can also have the front cover of my killswitch on it at the same time. I also have my GBD WinMax 2 right here, but I'll take one or the other in my bag while I have all my accessories in there for traveling. And it does have 3 pockets and 2 compartments where you'll have the deck rest against the screen, and then the other compartment has accessories that can set there along with this pocket for SD cards, cords, and then also has this inner zipper pocket that's great for cords, hubs, and whatnot. And then if you really want things to just be separated and maybe not scratch your equipment in there, you have another pocket on the outside. I'll oftentimes put controllers out there, and it works great. Some of the accessories that I do carry in the bag would be something along the lines of like the PlayStation controller. If I'm going to a hotel room, I will also bring along my M.2 dongle dock hub, which allows me to hook and charge my Steam Deck on the TV at the hotel room while I play from the bed with my controller. I also have my SD card holder with all my SD cards in there, and then I have some snacks in there sometimes. If I'm on the go, I will pull out some bars and just enjoy some good old gaming and snacking at the same time. It's a great bag because it can shrink, so if you only put the deck in there, it doesn't feel too big, but then if you throw a bunch of stuff in there, it does expand. It does feel a little chunky, but it's worked great for me for 6 months so far. And I will have to say the only real kind of downside is I can kind of get the keyboard to work in it with the mouse, but it's very uncomfortable, and honestly it presses against the deck a little too much. But at the end of the day, this thing will do Steam Deck, it will do the GBD WinMax 2, and just some other accessories. Obviously it's not going to be a backpack, but for day trips or for trips where you want to travel a little lighter, where you're not going to carry a keyboard, it's great. And even in the house, I travel within the house with it, take it upstairs. I want to make sure I have my SD cards with me at all times. I keep my SD cards in there, and it works great later.
Hey guys, Turk here. I hope you're having a good one. A couple of the Steam pals have already mentioned Steam Deck docks, so the next best accessory for me has got to be my capture card. And I use the Elgato 4K 60 Pro Mark II. Now it is a bit overkill when it comes to capturing Steam Deck footage, but a capture card is essential for a content creator. As a content creator, I find it really challenging to capture the quality of the screen as well as the gameplay when it comes to the Steam Deck using a camera lens and putting that onto a YouTube video. I do a bunch of FSR and quality comparisons when it comes to different games, and I find that capturing the raw, uncompressed gameplay and putting that into my videos is much more effective. This could be done on many different types of capture cards, but for when it comes to Elgato, they do have a couple handy tricks up their sleeve. I currently have my Steam Deck on my dock, and it is currently attached to a 4K 60Hz display. Of course, this is not the native gaming experience, but what I like about the 4K capture utility is they have some custom EDID modes that we can use to enable the deck at native output. All you have to do is go over to the gear at the top right and then click on the EDID internal and select the mode that works for you. For me, I used a 1280 by 800 for the Steam Deck, and with a little bit of fiddling, it should get us to our native 800p output. All we have to do now is change our recording format to the resolution and frame rate that you're going to be exporting to, 1080p, 1440p, 4K, and you should be good to go. And just like every piece of technology, this capture card definitely has its quirks, but once we get them all figured out, we're able to capture native 800p gameplay and show the world on either YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook just how awesome it looks to play on the Steam Deck and the kind of quality we can expect from Lord Gaben's handheld. But that's all I gotta say about my favorite Steam Deck accessory. I'll catch you guys in the next one.
This is High Tech Lowlife, and thank you for watching this video. If you liked this Steam Pal video, be sure to like and subscribe and share this with your friends. If you liked this video, be sure to check out our individual channels. Everyone on this list here makes great Steam Deck content, so you should check out every single channel here.